Yeah, that's a good thing.
Are you sold the house?
Wow, your turn.
Okay, my name is Luisa, and I got something similar. It was a family looking for a house in Orbici. She saw those kind of pictures that you send that everything looks beautiful, but by the time that you get to the house, is another thing.
This is Photoshop or something. It has to be. Some
My
of this.
goodness. It was completely trash inside. We saw everything. We saw 3 snakes, 3 bulldogs when I opened the door. And she said, oh no, Lisa, no, let's go.
I'm good. I'll pass.
I think that was the most. And another one, maybe a divorce, that was tough. Very tough because the lady was suffered by domestic violence with the guy. And the guy at the same time was with cancer. So I was in the middle. But it was good, we closed.
Madam.
Well, my name is Stephanie. I'm the office manager for Greystone, as well as a realtor. A funny story for me. I think there's more stories that are horrible than funny stories. Right now, I'm actually dealing with the closing. Hopefully, we close tomorrow. But it's like the lender. It's horrible to communicate with us, and seller is the buyer is actually overseas. So he has a power of attorney right now that is going to close the deal for us. But it's like every day, me and the buyer's agent's like, so any updates? What's going on? Are we going to close? And then me having to tell the seller some excuse as to why we can't close. So that's one. And then there was another one. I did an open house not too long ago, and there was a little kid running around this house, jumping on the couches and stuff, after the seller was like, please make sure they don't sit in this formal dining room. And I'm like, all right, let's have this conversation outside, please. But that's one of my stories.
My name is Marjorie Veloz. Nothing yet. I'm dealing with a client that she wants to buy a house that she can afford. So she hasn't been approved for the amount that she wanted to see. So we are showing houses, trying to get the seller. But she had to look on something lower on price. So
you have some horrible rental stories, though.
Oh yeah,
that could
Come on, you was that one. You was that one. You know which one I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the one.
I do have so many type of questions every day. It's a different question with the rentals. Yeah.
It's Marjorie again.
This lady, she applied for the house in Lakeland that we had for rent last month, and she asked me if she could have 15 chickens.
No one.
15.
15.
Plus
15.
A service dog too.
Aggressive breed of chicken or? Awesome.
Yep.
Senor, your turn.
Okay, I just remember one that was property management. My name is Jose Torres. Hello, everyone.
Thanks for the sangria, by the way.
Thank you.
There
You're
you go.
welcome. Enjoy. When I was in property management, I think I told old lady called me by almost 5 o'clock. I was about to leave, and she said, Jose, you gotta come to the house. I said, what's going on? I said, I think I got an emergency. It's a real emergency. What happened? Call 911, call the cops or something. She said, no, you gotta come. Why? It's something on my roof. It's something. It's the chupacabras over there. I saw it. I said, lady, I don't have experience with chupacabras, I thought it was a tree falling down, something, I said, yeah, it's a chupacabras over there. I said, you know what? If you feel, you're on, call the cops, call 911. But it's nothing. I don't have experience on that, Sorry. Just try to be calm,
Super Jose.
Yes,
no cops.
Yeah, it was nice, but it was a lot of nice old ladies, They treat you like a family,
Did you find out what actually was, or it was just like?
No, I think there are a lot of, the big tree, the big birds, the big ones. Sometimes they jump on top of the roofs,
okay.
so she can hear, something running over there, But yeah,
All things.
sometimes people they have nobody, to call.
Yeah.
And like that, sometimes they want to tell you about everything, so sometimes you don't have the time. They want to tell you about their relation, and sometimes you gotta listen a little bit, but it's nice,
Senor, I'm sure you have one.
Yes, actually, a few, but
One.
so I have one where we bought a purchase of property. Somebody that was losing a property to the bank, and the seller, I guess, got really pissed off that he got foreclosed on by Bank of America, so he tried burning the house. So they started like a bonfire in the living room. The fire department got there on time. We were able to save the home. And I told the investors, don't worry about it. At Greystone, you invest, we do the rest. so it's gonna add a couple of $1,000s to the rehab, but we're gonna cover it.
Yeah.
We'll take care of it.
Couple thousand, not much.
We rehabbed the whole thing again after we had already put brand new carpet. So we replaced the carpet, did it again. We're calling the investor to let him know, hey, come and check out the property. It's almost done. The guy burns the house again. And this time burns it down to the ground.
Wow.
And because it happened the day of closing, the insurance policy didn't cover the claim.
Really?
It happened the same day of closing. There's a special clause there that if something happens within 24 hours, there's nothing covered.
Wow.
So he lost everything. He ended up selling the lot for $14,000.
The guy go to jail?
The FBI was, I think
Okay.
it was a big deal. Yeah.
At least that.
And also last I had a murder in one of the properties. One of my tenants got stabbed on the properties.
We'll stay away from you. Stay away from you.
Had to like clean the blood and all
Yeah,
that.
the tape with the. Okay, so I think it's easy to see that our industry is very diverse in the type of stuff that we go through. This is one, again, we keep giving you additional channels to create income for yourself. And remember, we're real estate investment firm first, and then now really grows as a brokerage. And VIP clients were really what created Greystone back when Jorge, definitely a couple of years ago. These are the clients that, on a consistent basis, buy properties from us. Okay, investment properties. Okay, so rentals mainly. Back in the day, I think we started with people. Scott bought 70 something 1 year. That was when everything was cheap out there. Our goal is investors that buy at least 4 properties a year. That's the goal. If you have someone that you know as an investor is looking to say, you know what, I want to buy probably 1 a quarter. That's the perfect. I have to take the screensaver. That's the type of client that we're looking for. Now, recently we created this membership program because what was happening is every investor, we were giving them the same treatment and kind of putting the same effort into each one of them. Now, I don't want to say that the little guy is not as good as the top guy, but if you're buying 1 property from me, okay, versus she's buying 12 properties from me in the same year, I should give her a much better service than the guy that has 1. Not only that, most of the time, the guy that bought 1 was much more needy, let's put it that way, than the person that has 12 that it's advanced, cruise control, move on. So that's when we say, you know what, there has to be a way that we can give the chance to these kind of gold clients to really be able to get the service that they deserve, especially as we grow. Because if we were, 2, 3 clients, then we kind of can do it. But when it gets to 5, 10, 50, then really you will not be able to provide the same type of service to all of them. And that's where the membership program was created over a 15-hour trip to Hong Kong last year. So what is it? Again, we have different criteria that we want to differentiate, our clients. Now, before we even get here, what's the profile of a VIP client? The perfect VIP client has at least $250,000 liquid. Okay? Man, 250. Well, here's the deal. You know that assignments, everyone knows what assignments are, right? It's all about speed. That's my leverage, right? I go to Patrick and say, hey Patrick, you're selling the house for 150, it's been sitting there for a month. I'll give you 110 this Friday, next Friday. And he goes, I can wait. You know what? Give me 110, but it has to be in 2 weeks, right? So if we find an investor that has 20, that has 50, that we may be able to help with financing, but then they're thinking about it, and the financing is going to ask for stuff. Those 2 weeks are going to go that fast, right? So that's why, again, the perfect profile is that investor that has 250 that is looking for passive income. Okay, so flips, that's a different story. We're going to talk about it later. But it's looking for that passive income, and that really, from their perspective, they want to kind of set it and forget it. They really don't want to be actively managing the whole process. They just want to be able to say, hey, Nadia, this is what I'm looking for. Here's the requirements. Money, wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. Deplete it, you want to do it again? Boom, do it. So 250 probably is that sweet spot. Okay? If they have less than that, we can work with them. Okay? But what's going to happen is that most likely they're going to trip and at one point go, I wanted to buy 2, but the third one now I'm tight. So it's going to be a little bit hard. Okay? If it's less than that, definitely talk to Stephanie, talk to Jorge, so we can find ways. But that's, if you ask me, hey, what is the perfect one? At least 250. Okay? We have some great lending pros that are coming soon that is going to help with that. But right now, focus on that. Minimum 50. Okay? And I say minimum, at 50 we can start working with you, but it's going to be tight. You're going to see a lot of deals go, because I need 125 by Friday, right? But with 50 we can see if we can find some lenders, we can see if we can find some JV partners that can work with you. But you're going to see some deals, I wanted that one, right? So it's going to be a little bit hard to do that. Less than 50, please. Your time is so valuable. Tell them to find an uncle, cousin, mom, dad, to get at least to 100. Because really, below 50, you're the same way you have that buyer that says, hey, I have $10,000, but I want an Olympic pool in West Chase, whatever, and you were like, we're going to show you properties? We're going to drive you around? No. Less than 50 really is, from the investor's perspective. There's other people out there that can take care of that. Focus on that. 50 and above, 250 is the sweet spot. Okay? Now, this membership program, again, gold, silver, bronze. I'm going to go from gold this way. Okay? The first thing you're going to do is that they're going to get a membership discount per property. So for every property they put out there, if the price is 105, these guys get it for 103, okay? Versus the silver, they get it for 104. These guys get it for 104, 500, okay? So immediately, they start getting discounts per property, okay? So if I buy 10 properties, that's $20,000 that I save on my properties. Boom, right off the bat, okay? Now the pre-purchase report. Who has seen the Zilcalator reports? Zilcalator reports, I know you've seen them. If you haven't seen it, please send me an email on that. Well, there's a training that's coming. I did a beautiful training for Zilcalator. Oh my God, it was so awesome for 25 minutes. Me explaining everything from the computer. Everything was awesome. I sent it to Jorge, very proud. Hey Jorge, check out this video, 25 minutes. It looks great. There's no audio. I had it on mute. So I have to re-energize myself and do it again. But it will be coming. Now that report is awesome. It has all the information about the investment property. It has all the financials. It has comps. It is a 6-page report that really every time I've gone outside, Toronto, Hong Kong, that report is like, that's what sells it, right? No, that's good. You're gonna get the training. I'm gonna get the training. Now, gold, they get the full 6 pages. They get everything. They can look 5, 10 years ahead. Net present value, ROI, they have all the things that their financial advisor is going to go like, oh, perfect. This is what I need. Okay. The silvers, they're going to get it partial. They're going to get the first 2 pages. Description, quick summary of financials, no comps, no, looking ahead, all that kind of stuff. And then the bronze gets that first page, kind of a marketing flag. Okay. So again, different access to information. So one is the actual discount. But then information is as valuable when you think about it, because this is the pre-purchase. So before I buy, I have all this information, right? So the level of information goes down as they go up. Offer time advantage. I think of all of these, this is the most valuable. I think people are going to look at that membership discount and go, $2,000, awesome. But if I tell you that you see that property before anyone else, you have the full report and you see it before them, your chances of buying that property go like, right? So right now we sold the duplex. Awesome property. Well, guess what? These guys didn't see them. They're going to go, hey, you sent an email, sold duplex. Why didn't you see it? Well, you're not even here, right? So that time advantage is huge, especially when investing in is going fast, okay? So that's something that from this perspective, I go, okay, I get it for cheaper and I get it earlier. Man, I need to act, right? And most likely what's going to happen is that if you bring someone that stays here and they, hey, that deal was awesome. Man, I want it down. Okay, I saw one of the two, at least. I had a chance, boom. But I wanted that one, and then they're going to probably go here. So that's probably going to be the dynamic of the investors. The next one, top priority on gold. That means that if the same day a gold member gives me an offer for the same property, for using the example for 103, and that day I also have an offer from a silver for 104, I'm going to get the gold. I'm going to give it to the gold member for 103. So again, I got it cheaper, I got it earlier, and if I make an offer on the same day, I got it. So as a gold member, again, we're talking about concierge, white gloves, American Express black, or titanium. I don't know which one they keep adding, different metals. But again, it's a full service concierge process for them. So a true VIP experience. Concierge means, hey, lawyers, you don't have an LLC? Don't worry, we'll take care of it. You pay for it, but we'll take care of it. Talk to a lawyer, and then, hey, sign here. Move on. All CPA, we got it. You don't have one? No problem. Here's what you need, CPA, sign here. So truly a concierge service for the gold members. For silver, it's more a partial service where some things will help you. Some things you're going to do what? That's her number, call her. So hey, she's good. We've dealt with her a lot of times, so it's vetted. I'm not sending you to anyone that is bad. But you call her, you deal with it. And again, some of these guys, their time is up here. They don't want to have to call the insurance company. What do you need? Whatever. We'll do that for you. Okay? Rehab quote. You always want to know repairs, right? If you buy a property for 100, it's valuable 50. If the repairs are 60, you are actually making a bad decision. So the gold, again, they get a completely customized report. Hey, what if I add one bedroom? What if I take this out? What if I do this? What if I do that? They get a complete customized quote on that. I need to take the screenshot out. Versus again, versus the silver, they just get the report, and then bronze, they get a stated number. Hey, repairs are 20. Here's my guy, talk to him, go from there. The next one, another one that we've done it twice so far, and the investors have been all over it. Portfolio analysis. Right now, most real estate companies, even investment companies, they send you a property, good deal, see you later. They send you another property, good deal, see you later. There's no relationship built. There's no, let me look at the overall portfolio of your investments, not only real estate. Bring your financial advisor. The last time we had one, he brought in his financial advisors. Hey, I want to understand within my whole financial scope, where is Greystone and how we can maximize what I'm doing with them. Okay, that is huge. Okay, if you go to one of those financial advisors, they're going to charge you some pretty hefty money, or they want to manage the whole portfolio on an asset-based, fee and all that kind of stuff. For gold members, we do that on a quarterly basis. So if you have 10 properties with us, we look at those 10 properties, bring your financial advisor, let's understand that, based on your overall scheme, you should sell. Okay, let's decide this one is the one that you should sell. Okay, so it's really a one-on-one with Jorge where they go through the whole scope on a quarterly basis. I can tell you, not a lot, if any, real estate investment companies at our level do that. For sure. If you want to, everything here, if there's one thing that you go, you know what? I bet your company doesn't do that, it's time. Okay? You have to invest the time, you have to have the knowledge. to do it. You know, Jorge was a financial advisor before, so now he talks dirt lingo. You know, this guy last time he was like, "Wow, I'm gonna bring clients." You know, the financial advisor is telling Jorge, "I'm gonna bring clients here because you speak my language. I get it." Okay, so that's a huge advantage out there.
If I can volunteer Nadia, she was part of one of our reviews.
Okay.
Nadia, what do you think?
Oh, it went really good. Yeah, the started off where he was kind of like, oh, I got a lot of properties. What am I doing here? And after he talked to the financial planner and tell him that we're going to review his properties and then maybe move his properties around, he was pumped. Yeah,
He came running to Rafi's office.
Oh, did
He said, "This is the best thing that has happened."
Yeah, because you don't combine, in the financial planning, you don't really combine real estate in it. There's no real estate company that does that, no financial company that does that. So mixing it.
And by the way, this is not for everyone, but you wanna. It's like they say, you wanna be ready for the opportunity. If you get somebody like that has that type of budget, $400,000 or $500,000, you wanna be able to say, hey, I'm gonna introduce you to this concierge type of real estate investing service. Once they get to see everything that we do, they're gonna be very impressed. Go ahead.
Yep. So flips. I know someone, or it's me. May ask that question. We have options where, hey, we found this flip and we want someone to partner with. Hey, we have to put 100. That person puts 100, and we pay them, X, percent or a ratio of the profits, all that kind of stuff. Again, if we have a great opportunity, we want to show it to the gold members first. What do you think? Yes, no, and then we go down here. Okay. Refer credits. If a gold member refers someone, they get $2,000 towards the next property. If the silver do the same, 1,000. The bronze, 500. Okay. Mastermind group. Who has been part of a mastermind group in any industry? No. Okay. So mastermind groups is where you take either clients. I've been to ones where directors. I used to work in call centers, so they took the directors of different call centers and basically even competition. We'll get into a room and share ideas. Hey, I have this issue. How do you solve it? Oh, that way, awesome. And we will basically, that's why it's called kind of mastermind, because everyone came to the office, to the group. I remember we had to sign the confidentiality agreement. Hey, stays here. Stays here. But it was awesome to see someone solving the same problem that I have in a complete different way, right? So it was a very, from my perspective, I really look forward to it because first it took me out of work a little bit, but also again the same way I see this, they will go like, what about that? It's like, oh, damn. And again, competition. At that time I worked for Capital One, we had Bank of America, but at the end of the day, we all wanted to deliver better service. And of course, what we always say is like, we can talk whatever we talk here, but if we don't execute it out there, then there's nothing about it. So it was a great way of kind of sharing that. In our case, because we have so many international ones, we're going to do that with these gold members, Skype, WhatsApp, all that kind of stuff. But again, they're going to be able to share, hey, are you taking money out of Hong Kong right now? Well, I'm doing it that way. Got it, So again, that's a great way of networking with these kind of people. Between them. Project management fee. So on their 5th month of that property, they get the property management fee waived. Okay, and again, that's a way of making sure that there's loyalty, that we show them appreciation, all that kind of stuff. For bronze, it's on the 7th month. For silver, and for month they don't get that. And then the renewal credit, the lease renewal, they get it every year, a credit for that, up to 4 properties, which means that hey. The same tenant stays. Normally we charge $295 to the client to do all the renewal process, contracts, all that kind of stuff. They get it waived every year up to 4 properties. Okay, up to 2 properties for silver, up to 1 property for bronze. Okay. Now the annual cost, it's annual, by the way. So one thought it was monthly. No, annual. It's $8,000 for the gold, $4,000 for the silver, and $2,000 for the bronze. Okay. Does it make sense to pay $8,000? Are they really paying $8,000? Let me put it that way. Yes or no?
No.
How many properties in a year for this to be free for them? 4. And how many I told you that is the perfect investor? 4. So if you have someone with that 250, you tell them, hey, you get all this practically for free, by the way. And by the way, if you find someone of your partners, you may actually get more than the 8. If you buy 6 properties, you get 12 and you only pay 8. Right? So again, 250 for a year, it makes absolutely no sense to do anything but go. Because they get it for free. They get the full experience of Greystone basically for free. Okay? Now, if you ask me, most people that are between the 50 to 250 are probably going to start here. Okay? Because they see the value. Okay? They don't want to be at the bottom of the totem pole, but they see the value, but they're not sure. Again, until suddenly they go, hey, can you do this for me? Maybe. Or maybe not. Let me ask them. Right? If I have time. All that kind of stuff. And again, most people are going to start here and go from there. Okay? So if you are going to sell this, I'm going to just voluntarily ask someone, or just ask out there, which feature you think is the one that you say, man, this one is the killer for me? Volunteers, which of the ones are coming up right now? Which one you go, this is going to be it. I'm going to always start with this one. Which one would it be?
Gold.
No, the features. On the left.
Oh, the features.
Yeah, the features. Which one you go like, wow, man, once I tell them this first, that's the hook.
The 4 days.
The 4 days?
The discount.
The
Right.
discount? So why the 4 days?
Because they can get properties for anyone else.
Okay. How many properties you get out there every month? Maybe 5, 6? Okay. So we have 6 gold members, maybe the other guys don't even see that. Okay. So that's the one to sell the days. Someone said discount. Membership discount. Okay. Why that one at no time?
Why? Because everyone likes discounts. You know? So if I'm getting a discount, $2,000 from the other memberships, why not? And I'm getting them first. So
Got
you can bundle them both.
There you go. There you go. Anyone else that has a different one?
I would say the concierge service, the full service, because we can tell them, we can give them everything, on a silver platter. They have this cherry pick and execute, and they have everything taken care of for them.
Let me tell you something. I think that's the one that if you present it correctly, will be the stickiest one. Okay. Look at it this way, and sometimes we have to kind of. I remember, when we in Citibank, I used to work with the high net worth clients, $10 million and up at Citibank. And you really have to change your mindset because I don't have $10 million in my pocket, right? So for me, I'm like, paying $100 for a wire transfer when you can go do it yourself for $35, they will pay $200 if I did it for them. Because from their perspective, their time is worth thousands an hour, right? Not only that, I have to create a username and a password, and you don't let my admin do it for me? Right? So you have to switch the mentality and go, all you have to do is understand our concept and just we'll take care of it. Just do your thing. Bahamas, New York, that's okay. Do your thing. And I think a lot of the time we don't see it because we will soon be at that level, all of us. But right now, we're not. So when you have someone that makes $5 million a year, yeah, the $2,000 per property, but if you can do all that for me and I'm done, I'm sold. So have that in mind. If you know that person, don't go for the discount first because these guys, they bought a Porsche 911 that base price is 69, but never goes out of the dealer. If it's not at least 100, because you got a spoiler, it's $10,000. That's them. That's them. We know someone that went to get puppies and came back with a Cadillac Sport, whatever. Same day. Hey, I'm gonna get some puppies. Whoa! It's like, whoa. Well, how are the puppies? Oh, the puppies are there. I just saw his car, boom, bought it, $9,000. So discount, yes, I wouldn't use it as the first one. Because again, for some of them, $2,000 is like $20, right? But the concierge service is time. And that's valuable because it's time for you to do your business. If you're a doctor, it's time to do another surgery. It's peace of mind. It's someone taking care of it. So don't forget that one. And I will probably start with that one. And then once you okay, got it, time. By the way, you save time, you do this, you save money, all that kind of stuff. Okay? But we sometimes have to kind of flip that and go, if I was making $1,000 an hour, would I be doing this? Would I be calling to set up utilities and be on hold 50 minutes at least? No, I would want something to do for me because I'm making $1,000 an hour. That's the way sometimes you have to think about it. Okay? Questions, preguntas. Wow.
Is this on our website again? No?
It is GreystoneIG.com. We'll send it to you guys, but you go to real estate investing, and then VIP clients will be there. They can register straight up here, yeah, you can do that. Or if you have someone that, again, time-wise, just make sure that you get them, enter them into our database, which will show you how to do it, and then we'll pick it up from there. Most of the time, we're going to set up a 15-minute call with either me or Jorge to kind of go over a little bit what they're looking for, see if there's a fit besides that, and then after that, then if we see the fit, run with it, and from your perspective, good to go. Now, having a gold VIP that you brought to Greystone, how will that help you? If you have a guy that it's in the gold side, now let's talk about selfish here. I brought this guy. So how will that help you?
Every property that we buy, we get something.
Boom. Every property you buy, you get your what?
$2 million.
$2 million. So every property they buy, it's you. So from your perspective, it's passive income, truly. You know, you brought this guy, and then he buys 4 this year, and 4 next year, and 4 next year, and every time he buys, you get a little check and go, oh, this was Jorge that I brought in 2 years ago, right? So I know sometimes you go, but finding one. If you find one every 6 months that buys 4, that's 8 brokers the first year, then it's 16 the second year, then it's, it's multiplying it. Not only that, if you have that connection, most likely you're gonna know first, and boom, tenants. Maybe you find that tenant at that point. So you have a kind of an inside scope into the properties and what he's looking for. So from that perspective, it's a cash cow if you manage it correctly. If you manage it correctly.
Can I add a couple of things? All right, so I typically with this type of investors, there's not a month that we don't do like $50,000 or $60,000 a month. But this didn't happen overnight. If you want to build legacy